Let's also now bring in our guest to try and understand what really is happening in Karnataka. Spokesperson of Karnataka BJP, Madhun is joining us on the broadcast. Lavanya Ballal is a spokesperson of the Karnataka Congress. She is joining us on the broadcast. RSS researcher and author Ratan Shada is also joining us. B.S. Arun, senior journalist, also joining us on the broadcast. Good to have all of you with us here on CNN News 18. Lavanya, I'd like to begin the conversation with you. Before I get into the specifics of all the issues that have been listed by the Congress that potentially they want to undo or currently under the scanner, I want to understand, it's only been a month since the Congress came into power in Karnataka, and I said this at the start of the show. Voters voted you for the promises that you made, essentially the big 5 guarantees. 1 month down the line, what is the priority of the Congress party? Is it the guarantees that you wanted to fulfill for the voters, or is the priority of the Congress today to just undo everything that was done in the previous regime?
Good evening. The priority of the Congress government is very clear. We promised them a corruption-free government. We also said how the 40% corruption by the BJP government has been detrimental to the state of Karnataka. So every decision that was taken by the BJP government in the last 12 months will have to be reviewed.
Okay.
And if there is a necessity to put a stop to some of these works that were sanctioned, then that needs to be reviewed and put a stop to it. At the same time, if you notice the workings of Congress government, we have started delivering all the 5 promises that was promised to the state of Karnataka. In fact, tomorrow we are launching the free red bus for the women of Karnataka. So all the 5 promises and other manifesto promises also is being delivered. But at the same time, we need to ensure a transparent government. We need to ensure if there was corruption, then those decisions should be reviewed.
No, but Lavanya, there are 2 things that you're talking about. One, of course, you're speaking about as far as the implementation of the guarantees is concerned. Now, I don't want to get into the specifics of that, but that also has come under a lot of scrutiny, specifically because of the kind of conditions that are now the Congress party is speaking about, specifically as far as the Guru Lakshmi scheme and others are concerned. But keeping that aside, I just want to understand, let's take the hijab row, for example, because that's also currently under the scan, and this is what Dinesh Gundurao has spoken to us here at News 18 as well. That is something that actually reached the top court. It reached the Supreme Court and the verdict came from there. So are we now questioning the authenticity of the verdicts that have come from the top court as well? Because I thought this was just differences as far as the BJP is concerned.
Could you please repeat or play the audio bite of what Mr. Gundurao has said, especially only about the hijab row, please? Because as far as I am aware, he's spoken about certain decisions that were taken by the BJP government, like, giving the property in Devanahalli, which was about 400 crores worth, to about 50 crores to the RSS organization. I know he's spoken about that. I'm not aware of what you're talking about, the hijab row that Mr. Gundurao has spoken. I would like to understand that before I comment about it. So because I'm not aware of him making any comment about hijab.
I'm just quoting the question that was asked by a reporter was, will you also look at issues as far as the hijab and the halal row concerned? Is it a possibility that these could be overturned as well? The answer given to him was, yes, these issues will also be looked into if needed, possibly overturned as well.
He's saying, yes, the issues will be looked into, and if there is a necessity after review that it has to be overturned, then the decision will be taken. He's not spoken specifically about the hijab issue.
No, the question was specifically asked as far as the hijab and the halal row was concerned. The RSS land was a separate issue that was asked by the reporter. The hijab and the halal issue was spoken about as well. So I'm essentially just trying to understand, 1 month down the line, what is the priority as far as the Congress government is concerned?
You asked me this question in the beginning. You said, is it delivering the promises or is it reviewing the previous government's decisions? And I've made it very clear, we will be doing both and we are doing both.
Okay. Madhun, let me bring you also in the conversation. The Congress is saying we are now in power. It's our prerogative to take a look as far as the report card of what was done in the past and also what more needs to be done. This is all about transparency. Why is the BJP making it political?
Well, Ridhima, good evening. I must have said several times, I think this government having got 136 seats is most rattled, perturbed and confused, mainly over the guarantee issues, because they are not able to deliver those. And it is just a deflectionary tactics by the Congress party of course, they are at best at. Now, why was all this required in the first place? That's simply because they are not able to deliver on the promises what they have made on the 5 guarantees. As simple as that. Now, look at what is happening. The left hand does not know what the right hand is doing in the Congress. Our minister says, Mr. Venkatesh says, why should we slaughter only buffaloes? We should slaughter also the cows. And another person comes and says, we will take over the lands. And another person comes and says, we will overhaul the textbooks. I mean, see, the point is only so much. They are playing for the galleries, for sure. It is an appeasement politics.
Okay.
The methodology adopted by the Congress party is when they are not able to perform, when they are not able to answer certain things, then they will deflect over other issues, which they are best doing at. Why was all this required at this point of time? My question is only simple. And suppose they're asking for a land allotment which is done to Sangh or RSS.
Okay.
I would ask the Congress party, please take up the Anwar Malipadi report also. Please take up Kempanna Commission report also. Do from 1947. What about the Waqf properties? Who are all the congressmen who are involved?
Okay.
Please do it. Instead of concentrating on governance issues, I think the Congress party is confused. Therefore, they're best in diverting the issues. Therefore, they're best doing it. I mean, I'm really surprised within a month. You look at what has happened. 2.89 per unit electricity.
Lavanya, quick rebuttal. Is this just a diversionary tactic because the Congress is unable to deliver on the promises that they made? And then I want to bring in our other guests as well.
Yeah, well, we have been delivering the promises, and I don't know if the BJP spokesperson lives in Karnataka or not, because if you notice, tomorrow we are delivering the 5th promise of the free bus travel for the women, and it is our duty when we are in governance, administration, to make sure that if there has been corruption committed on the state of Karnataka, to set the record right. It is our duty and we do it.
Okay.
And we should be doing that.
Why have you put
Madhun, let her finish her point. No, let's not speak over one against each other. Ratan Shah,